Yes, good morning everyone. Myself Mahesh Kumar H. I am the Geology lecturer in Kottareshwara College, Kottur, VSKUB University, Ballari. Due to the COVID-19 and the lockdown, we are unable to take the regular classes. Now I am going to teach the translation process through the online classes. Now in the last class, we discussed about the various topics in the nucleic acid. We discussed about the what are nucleic acid, not all the nucleic acids are nothing but DNA and the RNA. Next process we discussed about the DNA, types of DNA, next RNA, types of RNA, double helical structure of the DNA, and finally we discussed about the central dogma of the molecular biology. In the last class we discussed about the central dogma of the molecular biology. What is meaning of the central dogma of the molecular biology? It means the central dogma of the molecular biology, it states that the genetic information is stored in the gene. Here genes are nothing but the DNA. In the DNA, the genetic information is stored. The stored genetic material from the DNA is transferred into the protein through the successive biochemical steps like the replication, transcription and translation. Through the replication, transcription and translation, the genetic material which are stored in the DNA is transferred into the protein. It is called as central dogma of the molecular biology. It states that the DNA for synthesis itself, that process is called as a replication. DNA copy itself, it is called as replication. From the DNA, mRNA is synthesized. This process is called as transcription. From the mRNA, RNA is translated, synthesized. This process is called as translation process. DNA to DNA, replication, DNA to mRNA, transcription, mRNA to the protein is called as translation. This protein is also nothing but the protein synthesis process. Now I am going to the actual topic of molecular biology. It is also the last part of the central dogma of the molecular biology. That is called as translation process or protein synthesis process. Next, what is protein synthesis? What is translation process? We know that the process of synthesis of the protein is called as translation, or different stages of the protein synthesis is called as translation. The protein synthesis in generally we can define as the process of protein synthesis is called translation. The different stages involved in the synthesis of the proteins is called as the translation process. This protein synthesis is one of the most important biological activities in the molecular biology field. In this process, for the every cellular activities, we need the protein. For example, for the replication of the DNA synthesis itself, the proteins are required. From the DNA to mRNA, when DNA synthesis mRNA, the proteins are required. Even though the synthesis of the protein, some amount of the proteins are involved. This is called as the protein synthesis. Now, where is the protein synthesis takes place? This process of the protein synthesis takes place in the cytoplasm on the surface of the ribosome. See, this is the mRNA. This is the mRNA. To the mRNA, the ribosomes are going to attach. On the surface of the ribosome, the proteins are going to synthesize in the cytoplasm. In the cytoplasm, on the surface of the ribosome, the proteins are going to synthesize. This process is called as a protein synthesis process. We will see the actual definition of the protein synthesis. This protein synthesis may be defined as the process of synthesis of the protein molecules by the ribosome under the guidance of the mRNA and the help of the tRNA. This specific definition states that on the surface of the ribosome, the proteins are synthesized. Why only on the surface of the ribosome proteins are synthesized? We know that ribosome is a cell organelle. This ribosome cell organelle, it is also called as the protein factory of our body. Hence, on the surface of the ribosome, the proteins are synthesized. Who gives the guidance to synthesis the protein? No doubt. The mRNA gives the guidance to synthesis the protein on the surface of the ribosome with the help of the tRNA. With the help of the tRNA, under the guidance of the mRNA, these proteins are going to synthesis on the surface of the ribosome. It is called as protein synthesis process. Next, this how tRNA helps in the synthesis. We know that on the ribosome is the protein factory of our body. On the surface of the ribosome, the proteins are going to the synthesis. But what is the function of the tRNA during the protein synthesis? This tRNA main function is during the protein synthesis. This tRNA carries the specific amino acid into the site of the protein synthesis. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಮೈನೋ ಆಸಿಡ್ಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತವೆ. ಈ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕು? ರಾ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ರೈಬೋಸೋಮ್ ಬೇಕು. ಈ ಟಿಆರ್ಎನ್ಎ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ಸೈಟೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತ ಅಮೈನೋ ಆಸಿಡ್ಸ್ ನ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಆಗತಕ್ಕಂತ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ಕೂರಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರೈಬೋಸೋಮ್ಸ್ ಬಂದು ಆಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ ಅವಾಗ ಈಸಿಲಿ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಮೇನ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಟಿಆರ್ಎನ್ಎ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್. Yes, this tRNA is also called as adapter molecule. Why it is called as adapter molecule? Into the site of a protein synthesis, this tRNA carries the specific amino acid into the site of the protein synthesis. Hence, tRNA called as the adapter molecule. Next, I will go to the different steps of the protein synthesis. For our convenience, the journey of the protein synthesis mainly divided into the 4 important steps. What are those? The charging of the tRNA, it is the first steps in the translation process. The initiation process, it is the second step in the protein synthesis process. The elongation step, it is the third step in the protein synthesis process. Finally, the termination process, it is the last step in the protein synthesis process. These are the 4 important, very much important process involved in the protein synthesis steps. Now, before going to the mechanism of the protein synthesis, I'll just briefly say what are the important requirements required for the synthesis of the protein. For the everyone, we need some requirements. Here also the same. For the synthesis of the protein, some amount of some factors are required, some substances are required, some these are factors are required. For the synthesis of the protein, first mRNA is required. Why mRNA is required for the synthesis of the protein? I already told in the definition. This mRNA gives the guidance during the protein synthesis. Without the guidance of the mRNA, there is no translation process. Next, tRNA. I told that tRNA acts as an adapter molecule during the protein synthesis. During the protein synthesis, it carries the amino acid during the site of the protein synthesis. ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂತ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಮೈನೋ ಆಸಿಡ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕು. ಈ ಅಮೈನೋ ಆಸಿಡ್ಸ್ ನ ಯಾಕೆ ತಂದು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ? ಟಿಆರ್ಎನ್ಎ ತಂದು ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ರೈಬೋಸೋಮ್. ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್, ದಿಸ್ ರೈಬೋಸೋಮ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ a main important role during the protein synthesis. What is the main function of this ribosome? The main function of this ribosome during the protein synthesis, this ribosome catalyzes the whole protein synthesis process. ಈ whole protein synthesis ಇನಿಷಿಯೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಇಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ಟರ್ಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ವರೆಗೂ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಇಂದ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ರೈಬೋಸೋಮ್ ಬೇಕು. ವಿತೌಟ್ ರೈಬೋಸೋಮ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ ಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ some of the factors are required. What are those factors? That is the factors for initiation, the factors for elongation, the factors for termination. These are the 3 important factors which necessary during the protein synthesis. What are initiation factor? Initiation factors are the IF factor. These factors, IF factor 1, IF factor 2, IF factor 3. These 3 important factors, it helps in during the initiation process of the protein synthesis. Next, factors for elongation, EF factor. This EF factor also helps in the elongation process. This finally, the terminator factors. These factors helps in termination of the protein synthesis. These terminator factors are also called as releasing factors. These are the final factors which required for the protein synthesis. Finally, there are 2 important enzymes which are necessary for the protein synthesis. What are those enzymes? Those enzymes are called peptide transferase enzyme. The second enzyme is called peptidyl synthetase enzyme. These are there are various amount of enzymes are involved during the protein synthesis. Among those, these 2 enzymes are very important. The peptide transferase enzyme, next peptidyl synthetase enzyme. What is the function of this peptide transferase enzyme? This peptide transferase enzyme, the main function is in between the 2 amino acids. This peptide transferase enzyme builds the protein bond or polypeptide bond. Between the two amino acid, these peptide transferase enzymes which constructs which synthesis the peptide bond between the amino acids. For the formation of the bond between the amino acid, this peptide transferase enzyme is necessary. This peptide synthesis, this is one of the most important enzyme. During the termination process, this peptide synthetase enzyme which releases from the larger subunit of the ribosome. Main function of this peptide synthetase enzyme is which breaks the chain of the amino acid. It is the main function of the peptide synthetase enzyme. These are the important factors required for the protein synthesis factor. I once again state the brief introduction of the protein synthesis. We know that the protein synthesis are the synthesis of the protein molecule, where protein molecules are synthesized on the surface of the ribosome. The protein molecules are synthesized. Who gives the guidance to synthesis the protein molecule? No doubt the mRNA gives the guidance to synthesis the protein molecules with the help of a tRNA. With the help of a tRNA, under the guidance of the mRNA, the proteins are synthesized. It is the brief introduction to the translation process. These are the three different steps involved in the translation process: the charging of tRNA, next initiation process, elongation process, termination process. These are the important requirements used during the protein synthesis process. Next part, I am going to describe the process of a translation, the mechanism of the protein synthesis. Yes, in this part, we break the journey of the protein synthesis into the four important steps: the charging of tRNA, initiation step, elongation step, and the termination step. The first step is charging of tRNA. This step it is also called as selection and activation of the amino acid step. This charging of tRNA step it is also called as selection and activation of the amino acid step. First, the charging of a tRNA. First, we know that there are 20 different types of amino acids are present. Where these amino acids are present, these 20 different types of amino acid, they are distributed into the cytoplasm. They constitute a amino acid pool. These amino acids, they are inactive form before they are transferred into the tRNA. We know that during the protein synthesis, the amino acids are transferred into the tRNA. Before first amino acids are present in the cytoplasm, these amino acids are inactive in the form. Before they transfer into the tRNA, these amino acids are inactive form. How these amino acids are activated? These amino acids are activated in presence of the ATP, in presence of the one important enzyme. That enzyme is called as amino acid synthetase enzyme. First, inactive amino acids when reacts with the ATP, when inactive amino acid react with the ATP and amino acid synthetase enzyme, then amino acids became activated. After the activation of amino acid, these amino acids easily go and bind to the amino acid sites of the tRNA. And last class I told that the structure of the tRNA. This tRNA consists of a various amino acid binding site, pseudouridine arm, and anticodon arm, variable arm, etc. These activated amino acids go and bind to the amino acid site of the amino acid binding site of the tRNA. This is how amino acids are activated. Why amino acids are required for protein synthesis? These amino acids acts as the raw materials during the protein synthesis. Without these amino acids, the protein synthesis does not occur. This is the charging of amino acid. Amino acids reacts with the ATP and amino acid synthetase and the Mg plus ions, which converted into the active amino acids. In this process, inactive amino acids converted into the active amino acid through this step. The next step is the initiation step. In last step, we discussed about the activation of the amino acid. Here, in last step, amino acids are activated. These amino acids are ready for synthesis the protein because these are acts as the raw materials during the protein synthesis. The next process is initiation process. In all the reaction, in all the mechanism like replication, transcription, this translation, every reaction, this initiation mechanism, this initiation process is very important. Without this initiation process, this all the mechanisms are not going to the complete. First, in this translation process, in initiation step, what happens means, in the initiation process means the starting of this protein synthesis. In initiation process, the protein synthesis begins. The protein synthesis starts. Where it starts? It starts on the mRNA into the 5' to the 3' direction. In initiation step, the protein synthesis begins through 5' to 3' directions on the mRNA. On the mRNA, initiation of the protein synthesis begins into 5' to 3' direction. What happens in the initiation process? First, the mRNA which is released and it is present in the cytoplasm. This mRNA consists of various number of codon. This mRNA consists of various codons. This mRNA, one part of this mRNA consists of a start codon, another part of this mRNA consists of a stop codon. In this initiation process, the mRNA is released to this mRNA, 5' to 3' direction. To this mRNA, the small units of the ribosomes going to attach to the mRNA. First, what is the process begins? In this process, the mRNA is released into the cytoplasm. In this mRNA, the small subunit of the ribosome going to attach the mRNA. We know that ribosome is made up of two units. One is smaller subunit, another one is larger subunit. This released mRNA, the small unit of a ribosome going to attach into this small unit of a ribosome, the larger subunit of a ribosome going to bind the smaller subunit of this ribosome to complete the initiation process or initiation steps. Next, for the initiation process, the initiation factors like initiation factor 1, initiation factor 2, initiation factor 3 are required. Here, to the mRNA, the small units of a ribosome and the large unit of a ribosome is attached. In next step, this larger unit of a ribosome which consists of three main sites. One is the A site, P site and E site. What is A site? Amino acid tRNA binding site. A site means amino acid tRNA binding site. Next, what is P site? Peptide site. Next, what is E site? E site means the exit site. This larger unit of a larger subunit of a ribosome consists of a three main sites: E site, P site and the A site. In this here, initiation process is complete. What happens means the tRNA with the anticodon is complementary to the mRNA, which specially picks up the specific type of amino acid. First, this tRNA does not pick up the common type of amino acid. This tRNA picks up the special type of this amino acid. This amino acid is called as methionine amino acid. First, tRNA pick up the special type of amino acid. That amino acid is called as methionine amino acid. This tRNA go on attach and go on bind to the P site of the larger subunit of the ribosome. First, tRNA picks the activated methionine amino acid. Then this tRNA go into attach the P sites of the larger subunit of the ribosome. Next process. Next,